Venatrix, the huntress who made gladiators tremble. In the heart of Rome, where the Colosseum stood as a monument to blood and glory, there arose a figure who defied expectations, a huntress whose name sent chills through even the bravest warriors. Her name was Venatrix, a woman of unyielding strength, unmatched skill, and a spirit that refused to be broken. The making of a huntress. Born as Selene of Numidia, Venatrix had once been free, the daughter of a skilled hunter who roamed the vast African plains. Her father taught her the ways of the wild, how to track a lion through the tall grass, how to move without a sound, and how to strike with deadly precision. She could wield a spear as well as any man, and her bow never missed its mark. But fate had other plans. One fateful day, Roman slavers raided her village. She fought, but even her skills could not save her people. Shackled and torn from her home, she was dragged across the sea to Rome, where she was sold to Livius Cassius, a powerful lanista who trained gladiators. "She's too wild," one of the trainers muttered. "She's dangerous," another whispered. Cassius only laughed. "Then we shall make her a legend." Thus began her life as a gladiatrix. Many women perished in the brutal training, but Selene endured. She refused to break, even when the trainers beat her into the dust. She refused to surrender, even when they threw her into the pit against wild beasts. Her skill with the spear and bow astonished all who watched, and soon, she was given a new name, Venatrix, the huntress. The rise of a legend. Her first fight in the Colosseum was not against men, but against a ferocious leopard, one that had already slain 3 lesser warriors. The crowd jeered, expecting her to be torn apart. But Venatrix stood her ground, gripping her spear tightly, her golden brown eyes locked on the beast. The leopard lunged. She sidestepped with the grace of a dancer and drove her spear into its flank. The creature roared, thrashing in pain, but Venatrix did not flinch. With one final thrust, she ended the battle. The crowd roared her name. Venatrix! Venatrix! She became a spectacle, the wild huntress of the arena. Each fight solidified her legend. She fought against wolves, bears, and even lions. But when the time came for her to battle men, she did not hesitate. With every match, she proved that she was not just an entertainer, she was a warrior. The challenge of the Titan. Rome's greatest gladiator was a brute named Maximus Titanus, a towering man who had never been defeated. His strength was terrifying, his brutality unmatched. He was called the Titan, and the Colosseum was his domain. One day, the emperor himself declared a grand spectacle, Venatrix versus Maximus Titanus. The city buzzed with excitement. Some mocked the match. A woman against the Titan? She will not last a minute. But those who had seen her fight knew better. They had seen her slay beasts with ease, outmaneuvering them with deadly precision. They had seen her stand unshaken against men twice her size. On the day of the fight, the Colosseum was packed beyond capacity. The sun blazed overhead as Venatrix stepped into the arena, her spear in hand. Across from her, Maximus Titanus grinned, twirling his massive war hammer. "You should kneel, woman," he sneered. "I will make your death swift." Venatrix simply smiled. The horn sounded. Maximus charged, swinging his hammer with devastating force. Venatrix darted to the side, her movements quick as a serpent. She slashed with her spear, cutting his arm, drawing first blood. The crowd gasped. Enraged, the Titan struck again, but she was too fast. She danced around him, striking at his legs, his ribs, death by 1,000 cuts. His strength meant nothing if he could not catch her. Finally, Maximus fell to one knee, gasping for breath. Venatrix stood over him, spear raised. The crowd erupted. Would she spare him or finish the fight? The emperor leaned forward, intrigued. Venatrix made her choice. With one swift thrust, she ended the Titan's reign. The Colosseum shook with cheers. That day, Venatrix became immortal. Freedom and legacy. Her victory earned her the emperor's favor. He granted her freedom, but Venatrix did not leave Rome quietly. She chose to train other gladiatrices, giving strength to those who had once been powerless. Though she eventually vanished from history, her name lived on. Mothers whispered her legend to their daughters. Warriors invoked her spirit before battle. For she was more than just a gladiatrix. She was the huntress who made gladiators tremble.